What's tea?
I don't know, friend.
Well, we gonna talk about it. I'm Mac,
And I'm Alicia.
and this is the I Don't Know Friend podcast. And we gonna get into some things. Y'all know we like to start it off fresh with the hot topics. Alicia, what these schools doing this week?
All right, Let's go ahead and start with Michael B. Jordan on the red carpet. He got interviewed by, what's her name, L'Oreal?
L'Oreal, yeah.
Okay. And so I guess they used to go to high school together. She mentions that in their little interview. So he brings up the fact that she used to call him corny. Now, personally, I don't think he would have brought that up if she didn't bring up the fact that they went to school together. I feel like she was fake trying to clout chase off of that a little bit. So he had to check her in the moment. I really don't think he would have done that otherwise. But people are calling him
right.
out.
And go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say people are calling him out, saying like, "Oh, you know, Joe Budden talking about he would have done that if she wasn't black," and but all this stuff. I don't think he would have done that if
Michael B. Jordan is not even right. Michael B. Jordan definitely does not give me corny. He's almost like, I feel like we have to stop calling good men corny. Just because you're a good man doesn't mean you're corny. You literally have to have traits showing that you're corny. If you're just a good man and that's just what you are, you're just a good man. Nothing is about that. Nothing about that.
We need to come up with a better word.
Right.
I do that too. I do it. I do.
Right. I do too. Well, no, you do it more than me. But I definitely feel like he wouldn't have said that if she didn't bring it up, like you just said. And I also feel like Michael B. Jordan, when have we ever seen him? Like, Joe Budden is basically making it seem like Michael B. Jordan disrespected her. And it's like, when have we ever seen Michael B. Jordan disrespect a woman?
Exactly. Or anybody, really.
So why would he disrespect L'Oreal out of all people?
Exactly.
Like, who's L'Oreal? But I feel like she deserved it. Mm-hmm. You tried, like you said, you were trying to broadcast that you went to school with him, and he just basically humbled you and said, yeah, we did go to school together. You called me corny, and now look at me, you're interviewing me. Exactly. And Creed 3 was a 10 out of 10. Right. Michael B. Jordan, Creed 3 was a 10 out of 10. I went to see it yesterday. It was really good. This was like his first producing debut, basically. This like his first movie that he produced or directed, and it was really good. I would literally go see it again. I love the Creed franchise, but yes, we got to stop calling good men corny. But she deserved that.
Yeah. So that's that. Next, I want to talk about Kodak's rapper, this girl from Atlanta. I don't know how to say her name. You know how to say it?
I don't.
VVSNC, girl. I don't know. Either way, so basically, she decided that she wanted to get on the internet and talk about Latto, because most recently Latto was in an interview talking about how she's a girl's girl, and that really kind of just triggered her, because when Latto's album was getting her album together, she reached out to Kodak for a feature, and basically they were going to do a swap, feature for a feature. Kodak wanted Latto to do an album for his artist, the girl Vivi, and a song, and then he would do the song for Latto. Latto basically decided she didn't want to do the feature for her, so that's why he ended up charging her. Of course, there was that narrative that kind of went around, and people were suspecting that it was Kodak, and that it was because she wouldn't fuck with him. So the girl is basically coming out now saying you're a girl's girl, but you spread that narrative about Kodak that wasn't even the situation, and you wouldn't even do a song with me. So that's pretty much what happened. What you think about that?
I feel like you can definitely be a girl's girl and not care for somebody's style of music, or you don't see yourself being on that person's songs. That's totally fine. I don't feel like she's not a girl's girl because she didn't do her song.
Right.
Latto do songs with plenty of females. that she thinks is talented.
Right.
So I just feel like the girl was, you know, a little salty about her not doing her song. I do feel like the girl wanted a Latto feature. I do. She's saying she didn't even care about the song. If you didn't care,
she kept saying she
because
didn't
it's
care.
just not
In the
right.
video.
It's not. Yeah. So yeah, she ain't have to do your song, and she paid Kodak for the feature, and that's it. She got the money, so she didn't need to do your feature to get a free feature. I'm pretty sure some other people probably would have did that, but Latto like, no, I don't need to do that. I'll pay for my feature. And
I don't. If it's true that that's really how the situation went, though, I don't like that the narrative was spread that it was because she wasn't fucking with him, so he made her charge. Like he charged her. If it really was a situation like it was supposed to be a feature for a feature, a swap, and she didn't want to swap. But then
and one thing about it that is messed up, and I also feel, and I wasn't gonna get into it, but you know, about the whole thing saying that somebody tried to get with her on her album, and they didn't want to talk to them, so they made them pay and stuff like that. It was just like, for her to say it and then get mad at us or the fans, basically, for like, well, who did it? Like, who did it? And it's like, that's fine. You don't want to say nothing, that's fine. But don't let people just accuse somebody of some, like, a false narrative, and you know that's not what really happened. I don't like that. Like, so don't just let him get all the heat.
Who was
I don't like
it. Wasn't Kodak, and it was somebody completely different, and this situation was completely different. I feel like the situation she's referring to is Kodak, and I feel like it's kind of making me feel like she's lying.
She mixed it up, right? Yeah.
That's what, and that is kind of putting a bad taste in my mouth about her. I don't know. Something not sitting right with the whole situation. So not doing the feature because she has every right to not want to, and you know, whatever. And Kodak has every right. If you're not gonna keep your end of the deal, then yeah, you're gonna pay for it. Cool. That's not even the issue. But I don't like that the story got flipped. And he said he ain't ever tried to talk to that.
Right.
So now it's like, well, damn, I didn't even believe him.
He did. And you know, Kodak would. You know, Kodak going. One thing about it, Kodak is gonna say whatever it is. Yeah. He gonna say it. So for him to come out there and like say, he ain't gonna tell you no lie. Kodak is the type of person that will sit there and say how fine Latto is, and will still say, I didn't try to talk to her.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I'm curious to see, like, I don't think Latto's even gonna speak on it, but I just feel like it's interesting, especially now knowing, like, after the whole Nicki situation, that she does be trying to like flip stuff. I feel like she's a little more she's a little sneaky. Yeah, she's a little more messy than she be trying to let on. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I gotta feel like that about Latto, because I love Latto, but it's just like she kind of giving a little taste in my mouth.
That's how we be feeling. We started feeling about Meg. Remember, like last year or so, we loved her at first, and then we had to start side eye. Since we're on the subject of her, real quick, Moneybagg Yo's hairstylist basically confirmed, so she knows for a fact, Latto was dating 21. We all knew for a fact Latto was dating 21. So
we been to Latto. It's okay.
I don't know why she told us that. We don't care. They're not claiming each other, so I don't give a damn. I mean, okay. Anyway,
listen, they ain't claiming each other. If Latto is sending her stuff all on flowers, I don't care who's sending them.
Girl,
if she say she got a man, she got a man, child.
That's it.
If she say they ain't together, they ain't together with the tattoo behind her.
He said he not together. He said he don't date that girl. He don't date that girl.
He don't go with no celebrity. He also said he don't go with no celebrity.
So that's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
Next, I guess we could talk about Peter Thomas, Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband from Housewives of Atlanta.
Patricia.
as he's more affectionately known, because he's staying a bitch business,
Okay, let
choking a
people know who
customer.
Peter is.
Yeah. So he dated Cynthia Bailey. Or no, married. They were married for how long? A couple years.
Married. And, I'm not sure how long, but they was married for a little minute.
Yeah, a couple years. Longer than I thought they were.
Yeah, at least more than 5.
Yeah, at least 5. Um, and he has like restaurants or whatever. He had some failing ones, and then now has some good ones. Bar one, sports one, in like a few different cities. So he has one in Charlotte and one in I think Baltimore, and I think one in Atlanta.
Well, let me add, it is doing pretty good. I see that one is the one that's taken off because he has had that restaurant for a little minute now,
Yeah.
since Housewives. Actually, since he was on Housewives with
Right.
Cynthia.
Exactly. No, it does good. Well, that's why I said allegedly, because we'll get into it. But so first of all, he just had to go to court because I guess it was last year or 2 years ago. He choked out a customer because she mentioned him being like sloppy drunk, and they were in the same section, and he heard her. And to the point where he was choking her out, to the point where they were married for 7 years. To the point where she had to ask one of their workers to like help her. Sidebar, why were the workers just watching him choke her? Anyway.
Exactly.
Anyway. But yeah, so he had court for that. So
they must be used to it.
That's what I'm saying. They ain't trying to lose their jobs over it, but that's wild. But anyway, that happened. So he has court for that. He just I guess they had their first few days, or it wasn't arraignment, so like the first few days of court this week in Baltimore. That was for that. It was for, what does it say? Assault in the 2nd degree. So that's that. After that, he goes on Instagram to basically say that Mia is tripping, and why would she say that he was sleeping with Mia, that he barely even knows any of the housewives. He says Robin and Giselle are cool. Other than that, he don't really know any of them. He's never been out to dinner with any of the women. He met up with Wendy that one time, and they have never met. After that, they've never slept together. Boom, he barely knows them, and that they need to stop. They need to keep his name out their mouth, or he gonna sue. So we'll start with that. What you think, friend?
Okay, so he said he didn't know when he was saying he don't know them like that. I was getting he wasn't talking about Mia. He was outside of Mia and Wendy. I feel like he was saying Giselle and Robin are cool.
Yeah, he said Giselle
I could be
and
wrong.
Robin are cool. Because there's pictures of him, Robin, and Giselle at like some type of event. So I think he was saying they're cool because he's at least been around them outside of his restaurant. But he said he's only interacted with them at his restaurant a couple of times, and that.
But did he say he didn't know? He didn't say he didn't know Mia, did he?
He never specifically said Mia. All he said was that Mia was tripping. He don't know. He said he doesn't know any of them. But he never said Mia by name, except in the beginning to say she's tripping and to keep his name out her mouth.
Okay. Got you. Okay. So I feel like Peter didn't. Okay. I feel like Peter was all for the drama, all for the fake beef, and I got beef with Wendy on the show. Just to be on the show. We know Peter love a good Real Housewives child. Okay. So he will be on that show for any reason. But I feel like when Mia said that they slept together, that's when he was like, okay, that's not cool. Right. I was with everything else. I was with the fake beef and stuff like that, the storyline and stuff. But when you said that, that's not cool. That's how I took it.
Like when he said, "Tell Wendy I got beef,"
I don't either.
I thought he was saying it in a joking way.
Right? It could have been so.
Like he's from New York,
because Peter talks like that. Exactly. Peter talks like that. Yeah. Like he'll say that with anybody, and he more so like, that's like if I'm telling I got beef with you, girl.
That
But it's
that's
not
what it was
real
giving.
beef.
Mia just
Right.
took it
But we know
and
Mia,
ran. Mia finna be messy. Mia finna run, and that's what she did.
look, people be calling Mia be lying. Because she do be lying. So she backtracked on what she said. And then said she's going through a spiritual healing. Mia, no, you're not about to just. Okay, I ain't going to get into all that. But I don't feel like Peter was wrong. If G sure enough did come on there and check him really
What do
quick,
you?
and
Okay,
Peter
how do you feel
bounced
about that
out of
video?
it.
Because I thought it was weird. Like
I
I felt like he
feel
was reading a
like
script.
I feel like okay, I was watching this YouTube and they feel like G and Mia won against Peter. And I'm going to exclude Mia because Mia didn't win. But I'm going to go with G. G won that because he said what he said and said, how you don't know me? You was the first person to hold my baby, this, and that, and that. But like I said, he never specifically said he didn't know Mia.
Yeah,
But
I didn't
after
think he
that,
meant
Peter was
her.
just like, oh, wow.
I didn't
Right.
think he meant
But
Mia.
I feel like, yeah, I don't either. But I feel like when G mentioned he asked him for $60,000, Peter was out. Peter said he did business with his brother, but not him. But after that, Peter said nothing else. So
it's crazy that they're messy. That it's a weird situation. Honestly, I don't.
And since they're just suing, my bad, but let me just say this: since they're suing, since that's the thing, because I heard that in the contract, I'm not sure if it's still in the contract, but I was told that on Housewives contract they can't sue each other. Which makes sense because all they do is spread lies about each other and start rumors about each other. But they are actually suing. So if they can sue,
wait, who's suing who?
Wendy really, Michael Darby, Ashley Darby's ex-husband, is suing Candace on Housewives of Potomac. For some things that she has said about him as far as giving guys fellatio and things like that. Mind you, every single person has talked about Michael on the show, but he decides to sue Candace. I don't get that. But if that's just the game that we're gonna play, right? If that's the game that we're gonna play, Chris Candace's husband needs to sue Giselle. Well, not sue Giselle. He shouldn't sue her. I guess it's not him. Let's go to Wendy. Wendy should sue Mia for defamation of character.
Well,
because she is playing with her character.
Yeah. The reason I think Michael can do it because they're getting a divorce, so he's probably no longer going to be on the show, so he's able to. I don't think Wendy can sue Mia because they're both still, like, their contracts are still good. So she would have to leave the show in order to do that. And they don't got no money since they rented houses and getting kicked out of their business and no longer on the board of trustees and their partners and managers, but not no
Wendy Money is probably the longest on the show.
And will be. Let's be
and real. That's not even a check from Bravo. Giselle is probably, the most highest paid housewife for Potomac, and Karen. I'm pretty sure they're getting a lot. Right, because Giselle brings nothing to the show. But Wendy outside of Bravo, exactly. Wendy's money outside of Bravo is very long, probably more than any one of them on the show. Exactly. Wendy is a doctor. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how that plays out, child, with the Housewives and this. If y'all keep up with the Housewives, y'all know what we talking about. If you don't, it's real tea. Y'all should watch it.
Period.
What else?
Let's see. I guess we could talk about Angela Yee. She was on the Tamron Hall show talking about being on the Breakfast Club, and she brings up the fact that it was hard for her being the only woman and sometimes feeling like she needed to check check them. Like, I guess she was referring to Charlamagne and Envy, and she said sometimes she was, but it would basically like off camera. But sometimes it would just go as far as that conversation. They would she would say whatever she felt like she needed to say. It would be like, all right, cool, and that would be the end of it. Like, she didn't have anybody really to back her up, because that's pretty much it. She just felt like it was kind of isolating, being the only woman, and that it was hard sometimes.
Okay.
So. Yeah, what you think?
Okay, so now that I know more context to what she was actually referring to, I get that. Like, yes, she was the only female on the radio talking with them. So, and I've been a witness of Angela Yee, like Charlamagne and them going left, and Angela Yee will, no, that doesn't mean that. Like, she will, say things to stick up for the other party of whatever they're talking about. However, Angela Yee is just as equally messy as Charlamagne and DJ Envy. Mm-hmm. But I guess I get what she's saying as far as a woman not being there to back her up, because we do have to realize Charlamagne is a man, DJ Envy is a man, and Angela Yee is a woman, and it's just them three on the radio. So I get what she's saying with that. If it's no guest that's a female or anything, I can understand why she would say that, because it's two men and one woman. So I can get
the guest is the radio. Then it could be
right.
Clubby.
Now on the radio, I can get that. Anything else, and you know how I feel about Angela Yee. But how you feel about it?
I mean, I get it, but again, especially if she's saying she was checking them off the air anyway, then she could have very easily been with a producer or whoever else, to where it wouldn't have just been her. I guess I get what she was saying. I just don't see. I mean, yeah, I'm sure it was hard.
She could have, if she felt. Usually, Yee has been on there for a long time. If she felt that way for so long, I'm pretty sure they would have got her a female co-host.
Right.
You don't think so? Or it was more so like too tight knit, you think?
I don't think they would have got a female co-host, but I feel like she had some type of leverage. I just know there was more women around than what she's making it seem. And again, if she's doing this off air, there were more around to where it could have been if it was something that she felt needed to be addressed for real, it could have been done in a way where she had backup if need be. I feel like she never had it set up that way, because she just didn't. She felt like it was just a kind of them thing, So that's really it on that. Envy, I guess, responded to it. Well, so Envy responded to it. He in a comment, he basically put like cap emojis. He said that's not true. There are plenty of women that work behind the scenes at the Breakfast Club. And then what did he say, Max? He was basically saying like she was mistaken or something, or that he felt like she misspoke.
Yeah, he said he felt like she misspoke. Mm-hmm.
Which I don't like that. I don't like him saying that she misspoke. I feel like if they're asking how he felt about it, I feel
right? Because how you gonna tell her?
Yeah, how you gonna tell her what she felt like? Unless they had a conversation and he said she misspoke, you can't say I think she misspoke. Like, you can't speak for her. I don't like that. That does kind of lead me to believe that it was very much. It kind of makes me feel like it was more on her side, just of what she was saying, just based off of his comment right there. They weren't trying to hear what she had to say, or they weren't going to go along with her. And if she did try to check them, they were just going to brush it off because they don't care. Charlamagne and Envy have
right, and we all know
that they got
right. We all know Envy is sassy.
That so is Charlamagne, so they finna just do their little boyfriend thing, and that be that.
And
So
I listen to the radio very often in the morning, and girl, it definitely gives. They love being there together, girl. It's just they are really boyfriends. They are boyfriend. They are work husbands. Literally, they
no,
are.
for real. I don't even listen to it, but like I usually just watch the Breakfast Club every once in a while, like their interviews. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, it do be giving that. But that is pretty much all we got for hot topics right now. So I felt like we would kind of go into something a little more serious. Something's been on my heart a little bit because I was really sitting here reflecting, watching my friends, my married friends, and I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna get married. I'm gonna be perpetually single, and I'm like, why am I single? What is wrong with these niggas? So let's talk about what's wrong with these niggas. Why am I single? Why are you single, Max?
I am single because I no longer want to put up with BS anymore. I don't want to put up with childishness, immature. Like if you're just immature, I just don't have time for a little boy energy. I need a man. Like I'm just sick of the regular. Like if you don't see yourself marrying me, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're too old for this. Like I'm not putting up with a lot of things that I used to put up with anymore. Like I'm not putting up with just the bare minimum. I'm not putting That's what it is. I'm not putting up with the bare minimum no more. I deserve way more than the bare minimum. So yeah, I'm not into the chilling with you. We can chill on a date. We surely can. But other than that, like I'm just over it. I'm not coming to your house. I'm not pulling up on you. No, you can't pick me up so we can go chill at your house. If you picking me up, we going out somewhere. So I feel like now that I'm setting more standards for myself and the guys that I want to be with, yeah, I feel like it's just going to take me a little bit longer to find the person that's going to be for me because I'm not putting up with what I used to put up with no more. Because when I was just reflecting, like, I had them by the busload, okay? Your girl is a catch. And so it's just like, dang, you had all of these because you were accepting the bare minimum.
Right.
So now that you're not accepting the bare minimum no more, they're gone. You don't have nobody to talk to. So, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Not talking to somebody doing the bare minimum. I'm perfectly fine with that. I've been happy. I'm loving life. I haven't been lonely. Of course, I see things and stuff, and it's like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, I can't wait for it to be my day, but I'm not rushing anything. But yeah, that's why I feel like I'm single right now. What about you, friend?
For me, I just feel like I'm definitely the queen of matching your energy. Like, so I feel like I peep shit very quickly, and I also read into shit. Like, I'm very in tune with your vibe. So, niggas are gonna give you like a lot of energy up top, and then if they're into you, they're either gonna keep it up or they're gonna fall back, and I'm gonna match that. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're not texting
Right.
me, I'm not gonna text you. You're not calling me, I ain't gonna
Period.
call you. We just not gonna talk. Like, if someone wants to
Because
see
somebody
you,
that want to talk to you gonna
it's
text
gonna
you or
hit you
call.
up. I don't care, like, period. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very much like a conversation person. I'm that person. I don't have an issue double texting a motherfucker like, "What's up? Hello." But after a while, I'm like, I'm realizing I've double texted you a couple times. Like, I feel like if I feel like I'm doing a lot, like I'm putting in more effort, I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna see what you do. And you either gonna rise to the
Right.
occasion or you're gonna fall off. And a lot of them fall off. And I don't give you much of an opportunity to come back. Like, you got like a smooth 48 hours, and then I lose interest. I lose interest very fast. That's the ADHD kicking
Right.
in. I get bored real easy. And same thing. I'm not interested in the bare minimum. I will be just fine by myself watching TV, like, and chilling. I'm not gonna be like
Hello.
doing all that. I don't like. As soon as you say you want to chill, you want to pull up, I just won't respond anymore. I don't say no. I don't say yes. I just don't respond. That will be the last time you hear from me, because you should have known better. Point blank, period.
Right.
There's no more of a conversation. I'm not correcting you, because you should have came correct the first time. That's it. I'm not going to
say that for
none of that. Listen, I'm also not going to beg nobody for attention. I'm not going to beg for you to want to see me. If you wanted to see me, you would have made that happen already. Plain and simple. Like, I don't care. And communication, I feel like if you're not communicating, if you can't communicate or you don't, well, I don't care. I don't care if you have stuff going on. You could say that. Plain and simple.
Exactly. It's nothing to say. I could be the busiest. If I want to talk to you, if I see the message and I'm super busy, okay, I may forget to respond in the second, but I will definitely respond. I will be like, oh, you know what? I did not text him back, and let me text him, and then I will, let you know that I was busy. But I'm gonna put forth that effort, regardless of whatever I'm doing. If I'm really into you, and I'm getting the same energy, oh yeah, I'm gonna text you back. Exactly. You gonna hear from me. It
don't take but 30 seconds to text back. You mean when you was sitting on the toilet scrolling, you couldn't take them 30 seconds to respond? I'm not important. Just say that. Just say that. Yeah. Say you don't give a fuck about me and call it a day. It's very much okay. That really be how I be feeling. Like I'm not in the mood. So I genuinely just don't be caring at all. I will completely ignore you. Don't let you leave me on red. Don't let you leave me on red. Because that's just, I'm going to just block you at that point. And
exactly why my red receipts are off.
Listen, mine are too. Unless I'm being in a petty mood, then I'll turn them on and then leave you on red. But that's me being messy. But
you a Sagittarius, girl. You can't help it.
I can't help it. Usually, if yours are on, I'll turn mine on. But just to be like, I feel like that's respectful. But in general, they're off. But I'd be doing that, and then I feel like if I'm just feeling disrespected, you're either gonna get two responses from me. Me being nice is me ignoring you, but don't push me, because then I'm gonna have to go off. So if I feel like you're saying something I don't like, you coming out of pocket, you doing too much, I'm gonna just not respond. But if you start pushing me, you hit me with question marks, eye emojis, hello, anything like that, all right, now I gotta go off on you. Now I'm the bad guy. I play that role. I am a villain. So I play that role very well. But you made me do it. And so
they made you the bad guy.
Listen, they made me do it. And I do it very well. Use needs the bad guy. Okay? But at the end of the day, I'm not pressed about it. It'd be funny to me. The switch up be funny to me.
Right. So moral of the story, y'all, stop accepting the bare minimum just to be in a relationship. That's the moral of the story.
If I wanted the bare minimum, I could have been married like 3 times by now.
Say that again.
3 times.
That's crazy.
I know, right? Like, it's insane. It's legit insane. Yeah, I literally just thought about that because they're on my phone right now, and I'm just like, you are a lame. Just thought you should know that, sir. So if you're listening, you know I'm talking about you. You know who you are. You know who you are, sir. In Tampa, Florida. Anyway, so yeah. That's pretty much that. What we gonna talk about now? I thought we would go ahead and slide on into our dogged questions. I think that's a good little slide on. to our first docket question, which is, do you believe in soul ties?
I do. And the only reason I do is because I have witnessed someone be in a relationship with someone, no kids, no nothing, and it's just like they could not part. If it somewhat happened finally, but they just could not go. And I just feel like when you're being intimate with someone, and you wonder why your life is just feeling draining, and you're like negative, it's what that person is bringing onto you. So I do believe in soul ties, because I do feel like some relationships you just can't break loose. And it's like, why can't I break this person loose? And it's like, that person was inside of you. Like, you have to think about that. Like, it's not just like a man can just be inside you and they can go on. But when somebody is coming, like, well, P, I'm not trying to be too rated R.
You
We
already
grown
said
here,
it.
but I wasn't saying it like semen. I'm saying like when somebody, is actually inside of you or whatever. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. But yeah, I believe in it. I definitely believe in it. What about you, friend?
Yeah, I do too. For me, like from personal experience, I feel like dealing with like negative people or bad people can definitely bring that, like having that experience, having that connection definitely brings an impact onto your life. I'm not gonna say, I definitely had experiences like that, and then it felt like once I did finally like break up with them, leave them, stop dealing with them, my life always turned around. Like things, like I would get a better job, I would get a car, I would move, like something like would always turn around. Like it would just kind of always affirm that they were that like negative weight in my life, kind
Right.
of holding it back. Like I stopped dealing with this one, now I got like this great job. You know what I'm saying? Like after dealing with him for 6 months. So it's just like
Right.
every time it just kind of confirms that you just need to trust your instinct. And I've always like known that like they weren't the one, or they weren't someone they were someone I should have cut off a long time ago, but I just couldn't, whatever you want to say. And then once I finally did, it kind of just it literally felt like a weight lifted. Like, yeah, it may have been emotional and hurt and whatever, heartbreak, all that kind of stuff at first, but once you get over that, it kind of just you feel all like way better afterward.
Yeah. Definitely not something easy to do, because
Right.
trust me, I've been through my share. So yeah, we're not saying that it's easy, but it can get done. If you really want to break loose from that person, trust me.
And then our next docket question is intervening in your friends' toxic relationships.
So, how you feel about it? You go first.
I have mixed feelings about it. I think it kind of just depends on the person, because at the end of the day, your friend is gonna do what your friend wants to do. So, like, you can only tell, like, they're toxic. They know they're toxic. You can keep saying that man is toxic until you're blue in the face. They're gonna keep fucking with him if they want to keep fucking with him. So you kind of just gotta let them do their thing. I've been in situations where I've definitely fallen back from friendships because I just didn't want to be around it. Because it was weighing on me just to even be around. Like, it was just too much. We were young. We were like 19, 20. Like, it was too much. It was too much. I couldn't deal with that. I was like, girl, this man is a lot. So I've definitely done it. I would, but you also know me. I'm blunt, so I'm gonna tell the truth regardless. But and I feel like that's expected from my friends. Like they know I'm gonna be honest anyway. So my friends know I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
My friends niggas know I'm gonna be honest. So they already gonna know I don't like them. So everybody knows I don't like them. Like that's known. My friends, man, who I don't like.
One
He
thing
knows
about
I
it, you
don't
gonna
like her.
feel how you feel.
He'd be like, Alicia does not like me. I'm like, I'm glad you know. I'm glad, son. It's all beef. So that's really it. I feel like you should intervene as much as you feel like is necessary. But just know that in most situations, your friend is gonna keep putting up with it until they decide that they're done.
Right.
How about you?
I agree. Yeah, I have mixed feelings. Like, I haven't had it too bad where I've stepped away from the relationship, like from the friendship. But if it's something that is if you ask for my opinion, I'm gonna give it. That's about it. I'm gonna keep it real with my opinion. So you ask for it, I'm gonna give it to you. How I feel is my opinion be a good opinion. It be a real good opinion, what I think and what I feel. But at the end of the day, like you just said, somebody is gonna go through something as long as they want to until they're tired, not till you're tired. Of course, you're going to be tired of seeing it, but until they're tired of it getting done to them, they're not going to leave. So, I mean, you just have to kind of, I mean, it's not like a blind eye, but it's just like, people are going to be done with somebody when they're ready to be done. I've not had any toxic relationships. I don't feel like I've had messy situations. But I've gotten all the opinions from friends in the world. Well, my group of friends, not, I'm just in the world, but my group of friends. And was I still not in that relationship? Yes, I surely was. Asking for their relationship, asking for their advice and still agreeing with the advice and still being with the person. So I know what it is. I know what Alicia won't but I know what it's like. So that's how I know you're not going to be done until you want to be done. Because my friends was done a long time ago. I was done way after.
Your friends are going to be like beefing with the person before you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're never going to forgive them.
Listen, that's why that's another thing. If you don't want your friend, girl, if you don't want your friend to not like your significant other,
don't tell them.
Don't tell them. You may want to tell them so bad too. Don't tell them if you don't tell them. Because it's just going to leave a bad taste in their mouth. It's just going to leave a bad taste.
For months. Max never liked him. I don't care. From the beginning. I don't even know what I told you to where you did not like him. But from the beginning. And to this day, just never liked him.
And he knew that. He knew that I did not care for him. But I would be like,
he'd ask me how my friends felt about him. I'm like, well, Max never liked you. Everyone else is cool, but Max. She literally.
And that's okay. Everybody is not meant to like everybody. But yeah, the advice that I'm giving, if your friend is going through something, you can say what you want to say. You can say how you feel, be there for them. And that's one thing. I'm always going to be there for my friend, regardless of how many times you're putting up with it. I'm still going to be there for you. Like, I'm just going to be that type of friend. I'm not going to shit on you or throw hate on your parade. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be that I told you so friend.
Yeah.
But you just have to be there for your friends and just let them go through it. I mean, you may be like, child, I've been told your ass. That's probably how you may be feeling in your head. But
Mad.
it be more so they're finally leaving. That just makes me happy. It trumps everything else. What I was like, I told you so. I just be so happy that you done with it when I know it's genuinely like you're genuinely done with
Like
it.
for real
But
this time.
yeah,
Yeah.
just be there for your friends. Right, just be there for your friends. They'll go through stuff just like you go through stuff. That's just that.
Yeah. So that's it for our docket questions this week. Next we're gonna go ahead and get into these documentary reviews. So me and Max are both really into like true crime, serial killer, murder, documentary type stuff. So we both watch these
So don't try
documentaries.
us.
Yeah, period. Very much don't try us. Um, we both watch these documentaries, one on Netflix, one on HBO, about the Murdoch family. Um, and low country, South Carolina, lowland, something like that, low something, South Carolina, girl. Anyway, so
Yeah,
just a
like
little bit of
Hamilton
backstory.
City or something like that.
Girl, somewhere in the country in South Carolina. So
Yeah.
basically, this old white rich family, basically their family has been. It's called the solicitor, so it's basically like the district attorney, not district attorney. Yeah, district attorney. But instead of being in charge of one district, they're in charge of all four counties. Their family has been in that position for 100 years. Like it was the great grandfather, then the great grandfather, then the grandfather, then the daddy. So all of them have basically run this
Literally a
town
hundred years.
100 years, like since the beginning of time. They also have a law firm. So they've literally been in charge of who gets convicted, who gets the death penalty. They've been, running the civil sides of stuff, like
Right.
the whole big one. So of course, their family name holds weight in the county. And so basically, the kids be running around town doing whatever they want, running their big ones because they don't get in trouble because they're the Murdochs or whatever. So the younger son, Paul, was driving a boat one day with his friends, and they got in a crash, and one of the girls, Mallory, falls off the boat and drowns, and her body's missing and stuff. So basically, that kind of is what starts the like fall of their whole little dynasty, and like starts investigations into everything. At first, the daddy, Alex, is trying to like basically do a cover up. I'm trying to blame one of the other kids on the boat for the accident. It's a whole mess. Like really, y'all should watch it. He tries to blame one of the other kids. Eventually, they're fighting back and realize it couldn't have been the other one driving. It had to have been Paul. They got videos of him drinking. They were drunk, and they're 17, mind you, so they're underage drinking.
Right.
All of them had injuries, like pretty bad injuries. Had to get surgeries on like their hand and their face and all this other stuff. So
I mean, except for Paul. Paul really just walked
Paul,
away with scratches, right? Or did he have a cast on his skin?
I don't think he had a cast. I think he may have just had like small
Okay, yeah,
scratches.
he walked away drunk as hell and scratches on his body.
They'd be saying that in car accidents too. Drunk people usually ended up okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
must be same thing in the water. Yeah, so he was cool with that. So pretty much everyone in the town pretty much didn't think he was even going to get charged with anything because they pretty much get away with never like getting in trouble for anything. He was getting like threats. People
because because when even the guy Anthony in the video, y'all should really watch it. It's one on Netflix and HBO. It's the Murdoch family. I think it's like the Murdoch murders.
On Netflix, yes,
and then like
murders.
the murders. Dynasty on HBO. But one of the guys, whose girlfriend ended up passing away because she drowned. Basically, she hit her head on the rock, and that's what caused her to drown. And so even on the camera, like it's footage, like live footage of it, and Paul is like smiling. And he's like, "What you smiling for? My girlfriend's missing." And he's just talking to the police. He's like, "Do you know whose son that is? Like, he's not gonna get in trouble for this. Like, that's why he's smiling. He's not even gonna get in trouble." And he did not get in trouble. Actually, he didn't. I mean, before he was somewhat gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
Tell him what happened, Alicia.
So he did get charged. However, he did not get remanded. So he didn't get like held on. They released him on bond of like, I think it was only like 50,000. So they only had to put up 5. And again, they're rich, so that ain't nothing to them. So they put up the 5. He never actually even went into a jail cell. He didn't even go into booking. They literally did his mugshot in the hallway of the courthouse and let him walk out, and that was it. So, they're going about their business, living their life. But I don't really know how much like later it was. I really don't think it was that much long afterwards. Do you know how long it was between them? Like a year?
If I'm not mistaken, I could have swore they said 2. Did they? I could have swore they said 2 years.
Okay, so 2 years later.
Because he died. Yeah, because Paul. Oh, well, I'm telling it.
Paul
but
died.
the incident happened. The second incident happened in 2021.
Yeah.
So it was 2 years later. 2 years he was getting off with crashing a boat, being drunk, and somebody passing away from it.
Actually, because they were 17 when the boat happened.
He was 22. He was like 22, right?
He was 22 when he died. He was 17 at the boat accident. So this was a few
right.
years
That's what I'm saying. He was 22. So yeah, all those couple of years had then passed by. Yeah. And then the second incident happened, which was what, friend?
Basically, they were at one of their multiple properties because they're rich, so they got multiple properties. The dad, Alex, allegedly comes home to find his second son, Paul, because they have 2 sons. His second son, Paul, and the wife, what's her name, Maggie, shot up. Paul was shot twice with a shotgun. One like in the chest and one in the like neck face area, except to the point where he was almost decapitated. And then the wife was shot with an assault rifle like 5 or 6 times, like in the leg, in the hand, in the back, and then 2 in the like head. And so the husband allegedly finds them, calls 911. It's like, yo, I just got home. So the police, I don't know what happened, but they're dead. And so everybody is like running around the police get there, they're trying to figure out what's going on. He's allegedly, upset, all this kind of stuff. People are wondering if this is some type of revenge plot, wondering if it's someone from the boat incident upset about the situation because Mallory, the girl who died, her family is suing them civilly, and then the court case for the criminal charges is eventually going to happen at some point, allegedly. So they weren't sure if that was what was causing it, or if there was someone who was upset about the situation that happened with the oldest son, Buster. Because there's some allegations that Buster was having an alleged relationship with this gay boy in town, Steven, and basically Steven's body was dumped in the middle of the road in 2015. They tried to play it off like it was a hit and run, but it was genuinely in the middle of the road, like in between 2 lanes. No, like car parts were found, no glass, no taillights, no type of vehicle parts. So like the highway patrol is very much like, this is clearly a dump site and clearly not a hit and run, but nobody was trying to, like, all the sheriffs kept just saying it was a hit and run and were basically not trying to take the case because the Murdochs are in charge of the sheriffs and weren't trying to get into all those details. And basically the Murdochs kind of were strong-arming everyone into not doing anything. So they were wondering, people were wondering if that was somebody from Stephen's peoples trying to get back on them that way. So basically now Paul and the mama are dead. And shortly after that, they realize Alec, the daddy, gets shot in the head. He pretends to have somebody come at him to it was basically a suicide attempt, but he wanted to have his son get the insurance money, so he tried to have a guy set it up to make it look like a robbery gone wrong, so that his son could get the $1 million or $2 million in insurance money. But the police caught on to it really quickly because it was a very terrible job. And I just feel like if you were going to fake it, there were so many better ways you could have faked it. That clearly wasn't thought through very well. And at this point, you gotten away with so many crimes. I feel like that he was very much high when he came up with that plan. He also had a very bad opioid addiction. There's a lot.
You just said, I was just going to say, mind you, he was on pills.
He was heavy on pills. In the middle of this, their housekeeper, they had a housekeeper for 20 years. She died mysteriously. When she died on their property, they told authorities that she got tripped up by the dogs and fell down their brick steps and busted her head and died that way. And so the daddy was like, he has home insurance and all this stuff, so he'll basically open up a claim and get some money for her sons, for the situation. Everybody's starting to realize that he is not giving the money for these settlements because the daddy's also a lawyer, a personal injury lawyer, and he specifically works with minorities, aka black people, people with disabilities, blind people, deaf people, and poor people. So people who pretty much don't have any other option. He reaches out to them, helps them win large settlements, and then they never get their money. So he ended up getting arrested on 70 financial crimes and had ended up stealing almost $10 million from people. And so he was arrested.
Mind you, he's very wealthy.
He's wealthy.
Very wealthy.
Yeah.
But Buster was fucking up the money, so he was trying to get some more money.
He literally stole $10 million. And so everyone's trying to figure out where the money is at because they weren't living like some crazy, they weren't really driving around in Porsches and on PJs and stuff. Like, yeah, they had money, but it wasn't like they were living in New York.
They were flaunting it.
Yeah. They weren't like, so is he gambling? He was trying to say he spent it all on pills. And we're like, ain't no way you spent $10 million and 5 years on pills. I refuse to believe that you're alive spending. Where are the pills at, babe? Ain't no way. So he was arrested for that. While he's in jail on that, they end up getting a warrant to search his home and decide to bring him up on charges for killing his wife and his son. So then he gets indicted on those charges as well. So now he's facing the financial crimes and the crimes, the murder of his wife and son. I think it's first degree. It might be second. I don't know. But either way, I think in total, the charges all consecutively would be he's facing up to 150 years in prison. And people are labeling him like a sociopath. Like some of the jail calls they play in the documentary, he don't seem to be caring at all. Like he be talking to his son, he's like,
he don't bring up
nothing.
Yeah, he don't bring. Did you gamble today? That's what he asked Buster. Did you gamble today?
He be chilling.
It's no sympathy nowhere.
At the end of the HBO one, he had asked. They were talking about going hunting, he had asked the son if he wanted to go hunting at the house that the mama and the son died at. And the son is like, Buster's like, why would I want to go back there? He's like, I mean, the deer should be nice and fat there, though. He's like, why would I? No, I don't want to go there. Why would I go there? And he's like, well, if you don't want to go there, then I'll let Bubba, whoever he was talking about, go there. He's like, I don't care. Like, yeah, I'm not going back there. Like, that was just so crazy to me. Like, why would you even say that?
And then on the end of the Netflix one, he was like, hey, them people at Netflix talking about this, girl, I hollered. I said, boy, you is everywhere. You are worldwide. So, okay, so he did get sentenced just this week to life in prison.
Yeah.
So he deserved every bit of that time. He's gonna rot in there. He's already old and orange looking. He was so pale. Look, in the courtroom that he had a black judge, which I loved, and the black judge brought up the fact that this been going on since Mallory Beach died, the girl that died in the boating accident with the son Paul. He brought her up and when he was sentencing him, and I thought that was good because Mallory's parents are still living. It was handled very carelessly, and now they were looking for her. I will say that they was out there every day looking for her. However, it was just how it was handled was just I'm pretty sure that still haunts them because that wasn't too long ago when that boating accident happened.
The police never contacted the family. Somebody in town heard about it and called her parents. No, the police did not call her because the Murdochs told them not to. Like, that's how much control
the police basically was stating. Right. The police was, even one of the teenagers that was out there, parents, the police was asking, do you have her parents' number? And she was like, yeah, but I don't want to be the one to make that call. And so she was saying, which she shouldn't be the one. She shouldn't have to be the one to make that call. You're the police officer.
She brought it up. No, she brought it up. The parent was like,
oh, she did.
I have their number, but I don't want to be the one to call them. And the cop was like,
and the police was like, no,
we shouldn't call them right now. Like, what? I wish.
Especially, we don't need them worried. Right, saying we don't need them worried. Their daughter is missing in a boat accident, and she passed away. That's terrible. They were not even there till like the next day or that night. I think
that night, yeah.
That night, but it was like later because it happened like 2-something in the morning. So they was really there that morning. Like it happened. They were out there. It was pitch. I can't. That's just so. I mean, it's teenager thing, so they already feel more guilty enough for it. I know that's terrible for them,
boyfriend
but
wouldn't leave to go to the hospital without her. It was sad.
Right,
I felt bad for him.
Yeah, and he was Paul's best friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all should really watch the documentary. It's really good. I was really happy to see that the dad got sentenced to life because it's like, when he didn't get a bond, that's when I feel like he realized. But mind y'all, the granddaddy passed away. So the granddaddy passing away was just the icing on the cake. They had no more power.
The brother, I feel like they need to do more looking into the brother. I feel like the brother has something.
They do.
His brother.
He's been. Yeah.
He definitely.
All of them terrible. All of them terrible.
Buster,
Maggie was terrible.
And and Alex's brother, because he definitely has some type of control because he's friends with one of the cops who was involved in the cover up. So like, all of them need to be gone. But and also they need to figure out where that money's at. So they're gonna need him. I'm gonna need him to cough it up. He's doing life, so at this point you can't get to it. So you might as well. Whatever's left.
Right. I mean, he did still deny. He did still, because the judge even gave him a chance to, just say what he wanted to say, come clean. He's still sticking to the fact that he didn't do it. So that's just psychopath right there. You're not getting out. Whether you tell the truth or not, hey, you gonna have to live in that lie. So it is what it is. I didn't even know who the Murdochs was until it went viral about the Netflix documentary.
I heard about it a few months ago. I saw a YouTube video about it, but yeah. Either way,
Yeah,
y'all
it's
should
a
check
really
it
good
out.
watch. Y'all should watch it. Yep.
We'll recommend some more docs in the future. But yeah. Lastly, to close out the show, me and Max are decided that we are gonna give some of each other's toxic traits. Max is gonna do a couple of mine, and I'm gonna do a couple of hers. So go ahead, friend.
Okay.
I already know what
Okay. So we're doing three toxic traits of each other each, because we were on the phone recently and we was just like talking like, what do you think my toxic trait is? And Alicia was like, we should do toxic trait about each other. I said, oh, that would be good. So, we're doing it now. So I feel like your toxic traits are, for one, I feel like you can be a little too blunt sometimes.
Girl.
And I know everybody is going to need a good reading every now and then, but sometimes it's like, Alicia, why did you say that to that man? And she like, because I just feel like he needs to hear it. No, he did not, Alicia. He did not need to hear what you just said. So that's one of your toxic traits. I feel like
you want to go shop?
I feel like another. Yeah.
Okay. My first one for you I had is that you are always on the phone. You will literally put one person on hold to talk to another person. Like, me and Max will be on the phone, she'll be like, hold on. And then she'll be on the phone put me on hold for 10 minutes and be like, oh, my bad, I was talking to, girl, stay on the phone.
I'm a busy woman, what can I say?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, one of my toxic traits about you is that I'm still kind of thinking.
Okay, another one I have for you is that Max thinks everything is gay.
Oh my God.
Any little thing a dude does is gay. Oh, he gives gay vibes. He's giving gay vibes. Anything is gonna give gay vibes. That's that toxic masculinity shedding its little ugly head. Max is gonna call it out. Yes, we need to work on that one, friend. And then
okay, I have my.
You got another one? Go ahead.
I have. Yeah. Okay. So one of your toxic traits, I feel like when we disagree with something, Alicia will literally just make you feel to the point I don't want to talk about it no more. Because now you're about to make me take it. She just go, and it's you can say everything. You can think oh, okay, I'm gonna come at her with this, and this, and Alicia will still some way find a way to be yeah, but this, and I'm just
right. I don't know what to tell. I'm
right. Okay, when I bring this up, I'm gonna say this, and then that's gonna dead it.
It's not.
And she always have a comeback, and it's just I don't even want to talk about it no more, Alicia. I don't, and I don't even want to talk to you no more right now. Because you just make me mad.
Max don't like to argue because Max don't like to lose. I don't either. So it just be we're not going. Neither one of us like to lose. That's really all it is. But at the end of the day, I'd be right, and she just don't like to admit that.
Whatever.
My last one for Max I have is that this is the Taurus in her. She is bossy. She is so bossy. She'll be talking to her brother, coming in the house. She'll be like, take Pink out, feed her, give her some food, blah, blah. Mind you, Pink is her dog. why are you bossing him around to take care of your dog? She literally be like, go give her some water. Go take her outside. Like, that is
I do.
her dog.
And I have to.
Go.
Okay. So my last toxic trait about Alicia is that Alicia is very conceited with herself. Alicia will literally just be like, she can get into it with somebody and it's just like, she can get into it with a nigga and it's just like, yeah, because bad bitches don't have to worry about this. And it's like, Alicia, what?
I don't. I'm conceited, but like,
she's a bad bitch. Which she rightfully should.
Thank you.
And is a bad bitch.
Of course, I'm conceited. I'm that girl. What's to not be in love with? Come on now. Be for real. Yes. But yeah, that was just our little toxic traits we picked out for each other. And that really wraps up our show for this week. I want to thank y'all for listening. Tune in next week. Follow us on all our social medias at I Don't Know Friend. I am Alicia.
And I am Mag. Say your Instagram, Alicia.
It's W's_forever.
And mine is at Max LaShawn. You can follow us, but when you follow us on the I Don't Know Friend podcast, we're literally following our main pages only. Cause yeah, we're just we're top tier,
We're those girls.
So no,
come on now.
So but TikTok, you can follow us. Yeah, everything. So yeah, that wraps up today's show. We will catch y'all next week. Stay messy so we can have more hot topics to talk about. Yeah, but this is the I Don't Know Friend podcast. I'm Max.
I'm Alicia. Period.
And yeah, that wraps up the show.